In 1978, the Star Trek Association of Towson formed as a group of 10 friends interested in Star Trek. In 1979, they held their first shore leave convention. It was such a success that they held a second one in 1980, and the third one, and then through their hard work and dedication, Shore Leave has become one of the most successful science fiction and media conventions on the entire East Coast.
A place where people can go and see and do all sorts of fascinating things. And that's the best way that I describe what we do at Shore Leave. A little something for every type of fan and every type of taste. And that's something that we're very proud of.
We try to really have a broad variety of activities to do, both a difference in panels and panel topics, as well as just activities. So, again, costuming, writing, art, lots and lots of different things. And the fans are very creative. They come up with their own. So I think last year was just about the time that the new Pokemon thing started. And no, I'm not into that, but clearly some of the younger folks are. And they just organized themselves and went about that. So things happen spontaneously. We also have a game room where all different kinds of games, both board games and electronic games and role-playing games and so forth are being played. And people get together and play those well into the night. We also have charity activities because that too is part of Shore Leave, to do something for someone else. We always support the Red Cross blood bank, so they bring the bloodmobile by for 1 or 2 days so people can give blood. We also support the Maryland Food Bank, so we collect food and money for the food bank. And then we choose 2 to 4 charities each year that we specially support, some of which are sometimes connected to our celebrity guests.
Another source of pride is that the members of the association have taken their fandom to the next level. They've created an event attended by thousands. By following their dreams, they're helping others make their dreams come true by meeting their favorite celebrity, going to a costume ball, or learning about astronomy from a NASA scientist. And they do it not for the money, but for the love of the event.
We are all volunteers. We do not get paid a single penny for this. This all basically comes out of our love of Star Trek, our love of science fiction, our love of fandom itself, and all the friends that we've made because of it. This is why we do it. And when people come up to us year to year and say, this is so great, I never miss a Shore Leave, I plan my family's summer vacations around it, you guys put on a great show, please keep it up. When other conventions are as things have changed in fandom, as some very long-standing conventions have fallen by the wayside, I guess we're doing something right because, well, we're still here. After 39 years, we must be doing something right, I suppose.
We have been together for a very long time. So this is our 39th year. Not necessarily all of us have been around that long, but I came here in '92, so I've been with the group since then. And we've all grown into our roles, so people know what they're doing. And therefore, even if you're in charge of making sure that everything happens, everybody knows what they're doing. So from that aspect, it is not as much work as you might think. That said, you still spend a good amount of hours doing it. And I mean, being co-chair is not the only thing I do. I'm also in charge of the writer track and the science track, and I do the publications.
Shore Leave features a lot of the things you'd expect from a convention. Celebrity guests, dealers, and a costume party. But there's a lot more to it than that. Shore Leave also encourages fans to pursue their dreams of getting involved in writing, costuming, and science, as they offer dozens of interactive workshops.
The vast majority of the workshops we have are primarily of a literary bent. For example, several of the various professional writers that we've had coming to Shore Leave for many years now will have special workshops during the course of the weekend. Some of them involve just starting out in the writing business for people who may have an interest but never quite put the pen to paper, or actually, that's a little bit behind the times, the fingers to the keyboard, so to speak, but never quite started. Others are for more advanced writers who have actually written something, but they haven't actually had the heart or the knowledge to find an agent to be able to sell it. That's part of it as well. So that is just part of some of the workshops we have. Now, besides literary workshops, there can be workshops about any number of other kind of things there.
Those workshops pay off for the attendees too, as several people have become professional writers, thanks to the inspiration and guidance from Shore Leave.
I know people who started as young kids to be interested in the writers who are now professional writers, and they still come back to Shore Leave. So yes, we have lots of workshops involving writing, and actually one thing that I want to point out is we like to address the younger fans also, to maybe get the teenagers into writing. To that end, a group of writers have come together. They're called the Crazy 8 Press, and they put on writing workshops for teens. And they've been doing this for, this will be the 3rd year, and they will have new workshops again for the teens. So I encourage all teens to attend those because they're really, really good.
There's always a lot of workshops involving astronomy as well, because we have, besides being fans of science fiction, I found that most of our regular attendees are also fans of science fact. So there has always been a very heavy contingency of people who are interested in the latest discoveries from the world of astronomy and physics and important things like that.
This year will feature a scientist from Goddard Flight Center discussing the upcoming solar eclipse and how to watch it. Other scientists discussing the latest news from the Hubble and James Webb Space Telescopes, students giving their own science lectures, and celebrities like Marina Sirtis and Michael Dorn from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and Jodelle Ferlin from Dark Matter and Stargate. If you want to brush up on your science before visiting Shore Leave, come into any Baltimore County Public Library branch and check out our wide variety of science materials, including great items on how to create your own career in science. For aspiring writers, BCPL has writing workshops and guides for writers, as well as interviews and books from some of the writers at Shore Leave, including David Mack and Greg Cox. Then you can go to Shore Leave fully prepared to have a fantastic time.
We're doing it for the fun of it. We're doing for the for the love of our fellow fans, many of which we've seen coming to these conventions for 30 and 40 years, some of them. That's just something that, yes, autographs are wonderful and guests are wonderful and dealer rooms are wonderful, but it's really the people. Anybody who's been going to conventions for many years will probably tell you that, because it becomes more and more important as the time goes on.